Hello, and welcome to Superman Weekend with Geeks Assembled. And our podcast here is with Lee, who is sporting his Superman shirt. And
it's me.
Oh, it's Superman. It's Clark Kent. I can't tell the difference. Clark Kent, Superman, it's very weird. Anyway, this is a really, it's a full cast audio adventure, and it is a good audio adventure because even though it's set in a courtroom, it could be something really boring, but it's actually quite fun and quite sassy, and it stars some really cool cameos, and it's super fun. Anyway, over to you, Lee. What's your opening thoughts on Superman on Trial? If I hadn't mentioned that.
Yeah, this was produced and broadcast in 1988 by BBC Radio. It was to celebrate 50 years of Superman, 50th anniversary of Superman in 1988. So what better way to put him on trial? And of course, Lex wants him to be exiled into the Phantom Zone.
Yeah.
If he's found guilty of being, an alien who's interfering with human life.
Mm-hmm.
And you say you've got Lois Lane who's defending Superman.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy Olsen. You've got a Guardian of the Universe as the judge. And you say you've got some nice little cameos from say Batman, or maybe two Batmen, because Adam West is in this playing himself. You've also got Dave Gibbons as himself, who he's a British comic artist, creator. And Jeanette Kahn, who was she head of the DC Comics at the time?
Yeah, sure.
So it was a celebration anniversary of Superman, and you get flashbacks in this, which sort of retold Superman, the movie, shall we say? Flashbacks of leaving Krypton, leaving his mother and father, sending him out there, and the Kents discovering him when he crash lands on Earth. So there's flashbacks of all this. And then his sort of romance with Lois. But all the while, this is going around in Superman's head because he's very subdued and chained in the dock, shall we say. And nobody understands why, apart from Mr. Luthor. Which, it's only an hour long. This was the extended version, so I don't know what the cut out and what they've put back in. But yeah, it was a nice little hour long. Because you see, Superman for me, he's the all American hero, isn't he, over there? But I've always seen him as what's the point of a superhero who can do everything? It's a little bit boring.
OP, overpowered.
Overpowered hero. I'm not always keen on those, but as I say, I always lean towards the Batman side of things. But Superman is all right, but it's not one of my favourite ones. But I enjoyed it because it's anything DC, hero, like I'll give it a watch or a listen to. Or even Marvel as well, of course. Yeah, I enjoyed it. It's a good courtroom drama. So yeah, that's my opening thoughts. Back over to you.
Yeah, I enjoyed the deeper look into his past, his childhood, the kind of thing that was going on with Martha and Clark Kent Sr., I think his name is, or
Is it Jonathan Kent, is it?
Jonathan Kent.
Yeah.
Anyway, his mother and father were trying to have a baby and trying to have a baby and trying to have a baby, and they couldn't have a baby, and so boom, the sky opens up and Krypton throws a child at him. And like the reason that I say that this is sort of a lot like Superman 2 is because for a great big huge chunk of this audio adventure, Superman spends his time disempowered because of, in this case, because the prison walls that he is surrounded by are kryptonite and kryptonite fused iron or whatever. And I mean, that's just, that's the way to do it. If you're gonna keep him under lock and key, there's only that way. And then, or you can, fall in love with him and then ask him to give it up. Those are sort of the really hard things about this. That is one of the big plot devices that they use with Superman, is to disempower him because he is so OP. I mean, if you are a gamer and you come across this, this is somebody who doesn't take a 15-hour trek through a video game. This is someone who gets through it in 5 hours, 2 hours or whatever. No boss that you throw at them is going to really be hard for them, and so that's why they disempower him so much. And the other situation with Superman is that this one included his 2 main relationships. His Lana Lane in high school, or Lana Lake or something in high school, and Lois Lane.
Lana Lang
and Lois Lane. And so he has a thing for girls with double alliterative, but I think that's just DC. I mean, Detective Comics has this, this long-term thing with people with Clark Kent and that sort of thing. So anyway, that's the interesting thing, is the alliteration. The other thing that's really interesting about this is that the judge in this really showed a hell of a lot of respect and what do you call it? It's like he honored Lex Luthor a lot.
Yeah.
Like he was actually like he anytime Lex would say objection such and such, the judge would go along with it, and the judge went along with virtually everything that he said. So yeah, this judge was crooked as a twisty mountain road.
Or maybe he was giving Lex enough rope to hang himself with.
I'm pretty much convinced that Lex needed this judge to be on his side, because because there was enough. Also, he had enough issues with his own like legality and following the law in the past to, I'm not quite sure that Luthor wouldn't have ended up in the dock too in the middle of this trial, even as he's running for president or mayor. Which one was it? Anyway.
Yeah, running for mayor, yeah.
I mean, and what we're finding out in the US right now is that it doesn't really matter if you've got a lot of freaking court cases. You can still even run for president, for crying out loud. Oh my God, this place is so weird.
So are you
another thing is,
are you saying a certain ex-president is
he's got
real life
91 counts against him. 91. I was a rebel. I was a drug addict when I was a kid, and like, I only had two in my whole life. There was only two counts of misdemeanors against me in my whole life. And this is a man who is like, just gross. I mean, there's just evil. I mean, like, I don't know. Anyway, but like this, and I'm talking about Lex Luthor here.
Oh yeah.
He's gross. He's just evil. He's got nothing but the destruction of Metropolis. I mean, he doesn't want to be mayor because he wants to help. He wants to be mayor so he can subjugate people, so he can, get rich quick. I don't know. My challenge to people though is to not find it absolutely endearing when Adam West shows up, and then when Batman shows up, and then does Adam West play both Adam West and the Batman?
No.
Who plays the Batman? Is that the other BBC actor?
I'll tell you, it's Batman was played by someone, Bob Sessions.
Oh, okay. Well, he may have played him in the Super Friends. Anyway, it's so good. It was so fun to have those two show up, because there's just humor there, and like that's one of the things that I usually down DC for, is that it's too freaking serious. But this was just, there was some lighthearted stuff in there.
You found DC too serious? Wow. I always found Marvel too serious.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe that's the difference in comedic style.
Yeah.
I mean, Marvel does a bit of dad jokes and puns and things like that, but DC, the jokes that they did in this one were based on the character, and it was well written by Mayer. What's his name?
Name of who?
The writer of this.
Oh, it's Dick.
Dirk Maker.
Dick Maggs.
Dirk Maggs. Yeah. Perfect. Anyway,
he's done some other superhero audios we've done before. So
yeah, and he's also done. He did one. He did one thing for Big Finish too. So I mean, he is really a good storyteller, and in that he was able to reach in and sweeten the story with humor, and I mean it's just great. It was really fun.
I particularly liked, as I say, when these real people appeared alongside the fictional characters, because Luthor was also trying to put DC Comics on trial.
True story. Yes.
So they were talking about the old Superman comic strips of years gone by when Superman was fighting the Nazis, and also about the graphic novels being too graphic. Should they be allowed? And then asking these questions to Adam West and stuff like that, and trying to put them in the spotlight.
Right.
Which was I quite like the twist on that.
Right.
Yeah, it was a nice little twist.
Yeah, the woman who was running DC Comics at the time was put on the stand.
Yeah.
And then there was that awkward moment where, and this was another funny one. It was actually like a laugh out loud bit for me. Was when he was calling Clark Kent to the stand, but nobody subpoenaed him earlier. How did he know he was supposed to go to court? He was on vacation.
Yes. And
that was a chuckle, because you're like, oh.
They all thought they found out his true identity, but
that's true too. They were all like, I thought you said.
We know.
Thought you said.
And I thought it was a great comedic way how they did the cast at the end. Where they read out the cast. Where it was Lex Luthor with his one phone call to his lawyer.
Yeah.
He was just saying, I want these people sorting out. And he just read out the full cast list and the production people. And as he went along, he got so annoyed.
That was great. Yes, very great. And it was really an enjoyable listen. Like it felt like only 15 minutes went by.
It went so quick.
It really was just over like that. I loved the action bits where they were back in Iowa, or they were on their, talking about the violence, and then like describing some of those things, and like having the description of the graphic novel versus the comic book.
Yeah.
I thought that was all really, really cool.
Yeah, it was a great advertisement for those graphic novels and the comics, and it was promoting the anniversary of Superman, but it was also promoting DC.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And to get Batman in the dock. And to get Lois Lane's
roommate.
She was shocked at the way Batman was so truthful about. He had planned if ever Superman went rogue, how to stop him.
Yeah.
But they were friends.
Yeah.
So shocked that Batman would do that.
Right.
But he was in the
friends like him. Who needs Lex Luthor? But right, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, but he had to, as he said, he had to speak the truth. He was in the dock. He was.
But also led right into the Snyderverse, or the Batman v Superman. I mean, the things that are going on right now in this thing. It's all preview right there. Like that is the moment of first. These things are all laid out, right?
Yeah. It was all planned years. I mean, in the graphic novel The Dark Knight, and Year One, and all this lot. So it was all there for them to take bits here and bits there and put them into the movies.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, a fun audio. I'm glad we picked this one. But then again, we did have several to pick from, and we picked this one. So,
Yeah.
you never
true.
know. In the future, we'll do another one sometime.
Yeah, there's another Batman one that's called what's it called? Into Oblivion? No, I don't. God,
I've noticed there's a Riddler one on Spotify just recently, so
oh
that
nice.
looks interesting. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
we could do that one too. And so um, anything else about Superman
um,
on trial? Oh,
I
did you
think
think the judge did a good job?
yeah. I thought every voice actor was in it. It was good. Um,
Do you think the
Stuart-
character of the judge did a good job?
yes, because he was letting people speak. He was letting them speak, getting their case forward. But to say he was an alien, wasn't he? He was a guardian of the universe or something. Because
Yeah,
the beam back up, didn't they, at the end? Um,
yeah,
I thought Stuart Milligan did a good job as Superman.
yeah.
Um, with his his thoughts wandering, and while he was succumbed to the kryptonite in his cuffs and chains. Um, yeah, all in all, a good little drama. So, yeah, I think for me personally, I'll give it 10 little red underpants out of 10.
Well, what are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
Okay, let's see. Yeah, I'll agree. It's a 10, uh, 10 courtroom gavels out of 10. I thought that the character of the judge did a good job because you weren't aware of his alienship until the very end, and that was good. And the other thing was that there were lots of motions from the prosecution side, and the judge let him go, and I just think that was, you know, it's always good to put Superman up against like everything
Mm-hmm.
because he will, proceed to survive and thrive in the end. And yeah, I don't think DC is incredibly is as funny as Marvel. I mean, Guardians of the Galaxy is a whole lot more fun than Aquaman even. But these are just my humble opinions on that subject. But I really do enjoy. I am enjoying this,
Mm-hmm.
and Dirk Bags did. He wrote a really great story, and it's going to lead us right into what the other thing we're reviewing this weekend. We're reviewing Superman 2.
Yes.
And that one's got a little bit of some, Gene Hackman and Christopher Reeve in it. So yeah, we're going back to you, Lex. Back over to you, Lex. In our next podcast, Lex. That's what we're doing. And also, if you want to join us and talk about Lex Luthor, or talk about whether or not Lee is really Superman, Lee LW, so that's not alliteration. Of course, you can mess with your spectacles, but that doesn't change the fact that you're wearing spectacles and a Superman shirt, and you could very well be Clark Kent. But the only trouble with that is that your name is Lee Wilson. LW is not alliterative.
Well, now there's Clark Kent.
Yeah, it is in the hard K, hard C.
Yeah, but CK, it's not KK, it's CK.
Well, it's true. So you're saying that your name should really be Lee Sunwell? Lee
I just don't know where you're going.
Sunwell? I don't know. Yeah, but anyway. I'm just gonna drop this train of thought right now.
Yes,
And
she's
invite you to join us again on our next podcast. Please like, subscribe, share widely. So you're subscribing, hit the bell notification button. And as you hit the bell notification button, we'll send you a notification that you will be able to get an update every time we post something fun on YouTube. And another thing is, if you want to, tell Lee that you want to join us, please do. Come join us. We are Geeks Assembled, and we are in the midst of Superman weekend. And so, with all that, I'd like to say, it's a bird. It's a plane. No, it's a man in their underpants flying around in the
yeah.
Well, hope you see him if you get a chance.
Yeah, let us know if you do.
Let us know. Yeah.
Yeah.